D for drama. Yay, reviews.
You know something? I love Megaman.
I have gained weight.
NES Megamans.
Yeah, so do I, but I don't go bragging about it, buddy. Actually, I do, but that's not the point.
Megaman 7 and 8, and they're pretty good games.
Megaman 7 rapes your mother.
Nostalgia factor of the NES ones.
Nostalgia factor doesn't make a game better.
And a Megaman 9's recently been released, and you would think it would have even more improved graphics over Megaman 8.
Dude, is it 8-bit? I don't remember, Spax. Maybe you should inform me.
Kick ass!
Spax, just shut up! We don't need to hear about your interest in Mega Man right now.
Annoyed.
We just
I hate
want
the
to check
fucking
out the
game.
game. So come on,
No, we don't want to
Spax,
check out the
let's
game.
play.
Okay,
You only like Mega Man to cover up the fact that you're a Sonic fanboy. How about clicking on it there? It took you long enough. Alright, let's go. Story?
Okay, this game takes place after the events of Mega Man 8.
I would not have imagined.
Obviously, 9 comes after 8.
Shut up, Noid.
No,
Well,
keep
Dr. Wily was
continue,
defeated
Noid. I like where you're going there.
Going back to normal until everything starts exploding in the city. So it seems like Wally's back up to his old tricks. Or so it seems anyway. Then we go to Dr. Light's laboratory and we find out that it's his robots attacking the city. And right after that, Dr. Wily appears on the TV and he claims this is all Dr. Light's doing.
He even shows a video of Dr. Light saying he wants to take over the world.
So what does Mega Man do? He goes out
Hey,
and
it's
picks some
Beat.
robots
I love
and
Beat.
proves
Give me
his
a hug,
leadership.
Beat. Beat.
Okay, Spax, story's out of the way. Let's play!
8-bit music at its finest. 8-bit graphics of the best quality, outstanding level design, and the same gameplay we know and love from the
That's
series.
design, not gameplay, you dumb shit.
It's beautiful.
Spax, in the words of you, you are such a weenie. Ow!
And continuing...
Kick his ass,
the
Noid.
original
No,
Mega Man games,
get back to this. I
remember
wanna...
how hard they were. Well, I feel this one knocks it up a notch. You have to really know your strategy.
Oh, it's not hard. Even Darkness could see that. He sucks.
Damn, Spax, you really suck at this game.
Actually, Noid, I was just...
Don't bother making excuses, Spax. Just let a real Mega Man gamer play.
Ugh, fine, here, just take it!
Finally! Let me show you how it's done.
Wow, the Noid is so amazing. But do you think, honestly, anybody is going to be stupid enough to find this interesting? You know, my reviews aren't good, but...
Speed Metal Challenge completed? What's this?
At
Oh,
least,
you get those when you complete a
at least they're not
task.
stupid.
It's Mega Man 9's version of the Xbox 360 achievements.
This is something I wasn't
Or
expecting.
PSN trophies, you
How
know.
about this?
We
If you beat
could
the
be
boss,
fair.
I'll tell you all the secrets. If you don't beat it, I get to play the game again.
Deal. This shouldn't take too long anyway.
I hate this goddamn show. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Oh, it's Concrete Man. Love Concrete Man. Fucking badass.
Come on, let me go! Damn it!
Spax is terrible at this game. Beat Concrete Man on my first goddamn try.
Here's how it's done.
But you sucked a moment ago.
I tried to tell you. I stopped paying attention at those parts so I could suck on purpose like I did when I first played the game.
What?
It was to make a point for the review.
You bastard!
It still was
Well, let me finish
stupid.
explaining
It's
what I
not a
know too
hard
about the
game.
game.
You're a twat.
The first thing I think everyone noticed when they first read about this game is that there's a female robot master.
It's the first
Splash.
female Spax has had
The Bolter
contact
uses
with in over
currency
12
back,
months.
which means for the first time in an 8-bit Mega Man game, you have the store. For 20 bolts, you can get an extra life. For 30 bolts, you can get an E-tank. For 50 bolts, you can get an M-tank, which will refill not
Are you
only
gonna
your
list them
life
all?
energy, but your weapons energy. Also, for 50 bolts, you can get Eddie, which will give you weapons during the stage. Unfortunately, not always what you want.
His name is Flip
And
Top.
also, for 50 bolts, you can get Beat, which will save you from falling down holes a few times.
Eddie.
And you can also get a spike damage resistor, which will save you from dying when you hit spikes at least once, or depending on how many you have. For 100 bolts, you can get a damage reducer, which decreases the damage you gain by half for one stage. And also for 100 bolts, you can get this gizmo, which will refill your weapons energy at whichever one's the lowest, even if you're not using that particular weapon at the time. And for some bonuses, for 20 bolts, you can remove Mega Man's helmet and play as him helmetless during the stages, or at least until he dies.
That's cool.
And for 200 bolts, you can change Roll's outfit to that of the Mega Man 8 outfit. It's also going to affect how she'll look in the ending. Oh, an interesting thing to know in the gameplay, You can't do the Mega Buster or the Sly anymore. The people
That's
at
why
Capcom
Megaman
want
9
to
is
do much like
overrated.
the original Mega Man 1 and 2 before it went to 3 and up. It keeps the game challenging and really makes you need to use your strategies more, so
No.
I'm okay with it. And aside from the main game, there's also the time attack where you have to go through each stage as quickly as possible with all your weapons. Now let's go to the downloads. And I can say right here, this is one thing I hate about the game. You have to pay for even some of the most simplistic stuff. Some of this should have been free. Well, anyway, here's the first mode, Proto Man. Not counting Mega Man Powered Up as it's a remake of the first game, this is the first time Proto Man has ever been playable in a main Mega Man game. Whereas Mega Man has the Charge Mega Buster and Slide Remove, Proto Man, however, does have them.
I'm actually interested. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm not being sarcastic enough, but I don't know that much about the extra content in Mega Man.
Twice as far as Mega Man when he gets hit, and he also takes twice as much damage as Mega Man. With all this, it's a lot harder to play as Proto Man than it is Mega Man, and it's a nice challenge for those who like that. Now we go to Hero Mode, where you play as Mega Man again. In this mode, there's different.
You know, I'd
item
love if
placement,
he'd talk about
different
the
enemy
actual
placement,
game,
and
but he
different
didn't
obstacle
seem
placement,
to.
which makes the game a lot harder than it was on normal mode. Then we have Superhero Mode, which has even more enemy item and obstacle placement. It is the hardest of them all.
Oh, imagine that.
I have additional downloads on the other consoles. Let me show you what I downloaded for the version on the PlayStation 3.
But you bought them both?
You could download an additional stage to play, which is only playable on the time trial, and it is gonna kick your ass. Capcom did everything they could to make this stage as hard as possible. Unless you're really, really, really good, there is no way you can beat it.
Like
And
me.
honestly,
I beat it, thank you.
perfect. I made one additional download on the Xbox 360. Let me show you.
You bought all 3 versions of Mega Man 9. May I ask why?
First thing I want to state about the 360 version is that the top and bottom are slightly cropped off, but it doesn't really take away anything, so...
Well, except for the
it's not
controller,
anything
what
I
the
would take
fuck?
any points
How
off
can you
for.
play Mega Man 9 on a fucking
The
360?
last
The
thing
little
I downloaded
D-pad.
was the Endless
The sound
Tab.
Rob called it a
In this
circle.
mode, you have to try to
A
get
circle
through
and a
as many
pivot.
screens as possible without dying. This has no end. The more screens you get past, the bigger your record will be.
I think that's on PS3 and Wii too, but I could be wrong.
I'm too tired. We'll wrap
You
this
need
up
your rest,
tomorrow.
Chubby.
Sorry, Spax. Not me. I gotta try to get better at this game so I can be better
What's
at
the
it than
Noid's
you.
appeal?
Fine, whatever. Just please be quiet. I want to get some sleep.
Brilliant animation. Nice creepy pedophile sleeping next to him.
He's been up all night playing that game, and I couldn't get any sleep. And I need him off the consoles now so I can finish the review.
Really, I find it amazing that you two have lived together for that long without trying to kill each other.
I know. He's a pain in the ass.
Wait, is he talking to a woman?
But he's still my best friend.
Oh my god, he's talking to
Still,
a
I need
woman.
him off my HD console so I can finish the review.
Spax is talking to a
Wait,
woman.
you have a second TV, right?
What
Yeah,
the
I have
hell?
one.
And you can detach your NES while the HD consoles are in use, right?
The hell
Yeah.
is he talking
What's
to?
this all about?
I read online that an NES version of the game was recently released. Maybe your nearest game store will have a copy.
That might work. Thanks, Opal.
No problem,
Hey,
Spec.
Opal, I have something
James, shut up!
Freaking bestiality! What the hell?
What's up, Spax?
Lloyd's hogging all my consoles at home, so I'm wondering, do you have any copies of Mega Man 9 for the NES, new or used?
You do have one left. It's still a lot.
Cool, I'll take it. How much is it?
$10 plus tax.
Thanks. Yeah.
Do you want to pick up Castlevania?
Huh? Oh, sure.
He bought the version for the NES?
Okay, let's end this. First, I'll explain some of the option stuff in this version. With the special games, Hero Mode, Superhero Mode, and Proto Man Mode, they're all removed.
I'm so
Now,
confused
Proto
right
Man
now.
mode I can
He
understand,
bought
but
the
Hero Mode,
NES
Superhero
version,
Mode, and those
360
are higher
version,
difficulty, I
PS3
feel they should have
version,
been there from
Wii
the
version.
start. So this is my first
So
gripe
he
about
can
this
make a
version
review
game.
of them.
There's also only 4 save files instead of 8,
I
and
get
the
it.
time trials
Well, I
and
understand if he
challenges
bought them
have
so he
been
could
removed,
play
but
them,
as
but he
this is
bought
actually on NES
4 versions of the
that's
goddamn thing.
understandable. They
I
need
don't think about
space.
this.
There's occasional slowdown during the game, but NES cartridge, it's
He
understandable.
bought it
For the most part and
so
everything
he
else,
could
the game
review
is
it.
exactly the same as it is on the
I
HD
don't
console.
get it.
And I'm actually pretty impressed. They ported it extremely damn well. It barely has any sprite flickering. In fact, all it really has is slowdown. Oh, and that's another thing I wanted to mention. On the HD console versions, there's this legacy mode where you can turn on the sprite flickering or turn it off.
The Dark just didn't know how to turn it off.
Anytime I've had on, I never noticed any sprite flickering.
Well, you're an
so
idiot.
I don't know if it really works or not, or if the game is just... I don't know. Well, it's a really good game. I really feel it surpasses Mega Man 1, 2, and 3 by a little bit.
What?